A Mabaruma family was admitted to the hospital after consuming an unknown chemical. One member of the family succumbed to the substance. The Guyana Dental Council cautions you to be wary of charlatan practitioners. A laborer was killed after he was hit by a truck at a rice mill in West Coast Berbice. In the region, US COVID-19, Omicron becomes the dominant strain, and internationally, 8 killed in Malaysia's floods amid criticism of rescue efforts. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. A 13-year-old boy died of suspected poisoning hours after consuming a locally made liquid product in the Aruka village on the Northwest District on Monday, December 20th. His parents, 35-year-old Ronald David and 34-year-old Donette Henry, along with his 3 siblings, an 11-year-old, 7-year-old, and 4-year-old, are all hospitalized at the Mabaruma Regional Hospital in a critical condition. Enquiries revealed that on December 19th, around 4 p.m., the deceased and his family members started getting complications of diarrhea and vomiting after allegedly consuming a locally made liquid product. On December 20th, around 1 p.m., the victim became motionless at home. He was taken to the Mabaruma Regional Hospital where he was seen and examined by a doctor who pronounced him dead. He was placed in the mortuary pending a post-mortem examination. The other members of the family were immediately rushed to the Mabaruma Regional Hospital, where they were all seen by the doctor and admitted as patients in critical condition. A team of environmental officers and police ranks visited the scene where checks were made on and around the premises. However, no containers or anything relating to a poisonous substance was found. Ranks are closely working with the health officials as investigations are in progress. A young laborer has died after being hit by a truck at a rice mill in West Coast Berbice. Dale Jarvis has more.
An unfortunate incident at the Hacks Rice Mill compound in Golden Grove, West Coast Berbice, yesterday December 20th has left an 18-year-old laborer dead. Tularam Haralal of Bat, West Coast Berbice, died after being struck by a truck while working on the rice mill. According to a police report, around 11:30 a.m., a motor lorry GRR 7060 with trailer TWW 1259 was being driven by 20-year-old Assad Bask of Section A, Edward Village, West Coast Berbice. According to Bash, while reversing the motor lorry with a container in the boiler area for the container to be loaded with bulk rice, he was alerted by a laborer to stop. Bask immediately stopped, exited the lorry. Upon making checks at the back of the lorry, he saw that Harilal was laying motionless on the ground. The body of Harilal was picked up, taken to the Fort Wellington Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead by a doctor on duty. The body is currently laying at Anthony's funeral home, awaiting post-mortem. Investigations are in progress. Reporting for Headline News Update, Dale Jarvis.
Thanks, Dale. A 21-year-old man is in police custody for allegedly raping a 21-year-old female at Region 9 on Saturday, 19th December 2021. Investigations reveal that the victim, who has a disability, was at home alone when the suspect visited the premises and committed the act against her wishes. She was later found crying by relatives. The woman subsequently related her ordeal. The police was alerted and the suspect was apprehended by public-spirited citizens and handed over to the police. He was told of the allegations and cautioned. He was placed into custody pending investigations. Stick around after the break. The Guyana Dental Council cautions you to be wary of charlatan practitioners, and Guyana Police Force investigating a fatal stabbing in Friendship on the east bank of the Marara.
Shop at John Lewis Styles in December and you could win one Amazon Fire tablet every day. Yes, every day. And that's not all. 4 persons will win $500,000 to spend in the store. Just imagine $500,000 to spend on clothing, footwear, watches, fragrances, handbags, luggage, and accessories. So shop now at John Lewis Styles to win one Amazon tablet every day and $500,000 to spend in the store. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for for doing surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fractured my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's.
Survival Shopping Complex brings to you its delivery service, Shop through WhatsApp. This process is simple. All you need to do is call or message your grocery list to 613-9683 and we will select your items for you and have them delivered directly to you, even out of town. This is convenient because we can stay on the phone with you as we select your favorite brands. We're happy to do your shopping for you. Contact us on WhatsApp today and shop price smart at Survival Shopping Complex.
Taxi service, transportation for every occasion, short drop, airport, weddings, funerals, and much more. We're located at Lot H. Durbin and Vicingen Road, next to Green City Bar. For honest, efficient, and reliable service, call Kingdom Based Taxi Service at 648-5959 or 227-7937. You can count on us.
Welcome back. The Guyana Dental Council is advising the general public to be on the lookout for phony practitioners who are dangerously offering dental brace placement. Dr. Pravesh Hari, chairman of the Dental Council, explained that the council has been upholding its mandate to protect the public from these illegal practices. Dr. Hari said that the quacks have been advertising the implementation of dental braces at what seems to be a slightly lower price than what is standard. He claims this has been causing major issues. However, many of these individuals are unlicensed and unqualified to do any dental procedures. As a result, incompetent fraudsters have caused considerable harm to people. Additionally, the chairman highlighted that many members of the general public are only referring to this form of orthodontic treatment as fashion pieces, and this has caused several people to want them installed, though having no reason for it. Dr. Harris said that if someone is looking to have dental treatment, the patient must also own up to their responsibility to verify the status of the dental practitioner. The Dental Council is urging members of the public to continue to report these phony dental practitioners so that relevant actions can be taken against them. You can contact the Dental Council of Guyana at 629-3022 or you can email them at dentalcouncilgy@gmail.com. One man is dead and the other is receiving medical treatment under police guard after a disagreement erupted between the two on Monday, December 20th at Friendship squatting area on the east bank of Demerara. Dead is 22-year-old Joseph Ferdinand, a construction worker at Friendship squatting area. Inquiries revealed that around 8:30 p.m., the victim and the male suspect had a misunderstanding, resulting in the suspect arming himself with a knife and stabbing the victim twice, one to his front upper chest and one to his lower left side chest, before making good his escape. The victim was picked up by residents and escorted to the Diamond Diagnostic Center. On arrival, he was pronounced dead by a doctor. His body is presently lying at the Memorial Gardens Funeral Home awaiting a post-mortem examination. When the police apprehended the suspect, injuries were seen on his face, suspected to be infected by public-spirited citizens. He was taken to the Diamond Diagnostic Center for treatment. He is presently being treated under police guard for injuries. Investigations are in progress. Don't go away after the break. Gabriel Boric wins Chile's presidential election, promising fiscal responsibility, and 8 killed in Malaysia floods amid criticism of rescue efforts. But before that, here's the bridge retraction schedule.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. Chile's peso has bounced back after the election of a left-wing student leader sparked a steep fall in the currency. Gabriel Boric, the country's youngest leader at 35 years of age, defeated his conservative rival in Sunday's runoff election. On his first day as president-elect, Boric tried to ease fears his leadership will cause economic instability. Al Jazeera's Lucia Newman reports.
Before going in to meet President Sebastián Piñera, President-elect Gabriel Boric made a small detour, a way of sending a message that no one is more important than the ordinary people who voted for him. Then he went into the presidential palace, where the 35-year-old former student leader will be the boss starting March 9th. President Sebastián Piñera showed him around, and then they met for 2 hours to discuss Chile's future. As is traditional, the president-elect is expected to appoint a shadow cabinet to work alongside the current government to smooth the transition and to ease market jitters. So far, relations between both sides have been extremely civilized, which is rather ironic considering that Congressman Gabriel Boric just 2 months ago was voting in favor of the impeachment of President Piñera. But what a difference an electoral victory makes. Boric says he will work to maintain macroeconomic stability as he embarks on overhauling the pension, education, and health systems.
Permanent expenditure requires durable finance, so we are going to advance in our structural reforms one step at a time so that we don't fail, little by little, with care.
Boric's election in Sunday's runoff by a historic number of votes defied predictions. He is leading a new left movement. A key question is who he'll choose as his ministers of economy and the interior, and how many, if any, key positions will go to his allies from the Communist Party. Even Boric's opponents concede that change is inevitable.
This is the end of one cycle and the beginning of another, and what awaits us requires dialogue and bridge building.
Delegates to the Constitutional Convention who are rewriting Chile's Magna Carta are overjoyed, since Boric is a staunch supporter of the process.
This process was born out of a profound political and social crisis that persists. So the new constitution is crucial to redirect the country and start to resolve that crisis.
Enormous changes await the country that was considered the standard-bearer of social and political stability in Latin America. Chile will soon embark on a new road, with a new generation, with new ways of seeing politics, a transition that already seems to have begun. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera, Santiago.
U.S. health authorities are reporting that nearly 3/4 of all U.S. coronavirus infections over the past week are from the Omicron strain. Al Jazeera's Alan Fisher reports.
Growing lines for testing, growing numbers of those infected, growing concern where this is all heading in America. Across the country, people are spending hours in line to get a COVID test.
Playing it safe, trying to be careful, keeping the mask on indoors, even though it's not mandated. Just trying to be safe as possible. I've got 2 little ones, so my concern is mostly with them. One's vaccinated and one is not because it's too little to get vaccinated.
So we feel very secure in our workplace. We just make sure that we're safe because we see thousands of people each week.
Airports are getting busier too as people head off for the Christmas and New Year holidays. There's a worry that could lead to another surge in a few weeks, and it could put further strain on hospital systems across the US. Many states already seeing double-digit jumps in hospital admissions. Those most at risk, people who have refused to get vaccinated or boosted.
If you get infected, you could transmit that to someone else who might be vulnerable, who might be an elderly person, might be someone with an underlying condition, that actually you're playing a role in transmitting that infection to them, even though you yourself are not particularly bothered by that infection.
Joe Biden plans to address the nation on Tuesday. The president will urge more vaccinations and announce an expanded test program. but he won't be talking about locking the country down.
To be clear, COVID-19 is not the same threat to fully vaccinated individuals that it was in March 2020. His objective is to continue to make vaccines available, reduce cases around the country, reduce hospitalizations and deaths across the country, and do that through making vaccines, testing, and a range of utilities available.
Both the president and I are vaxxed.
At the weekend, former President Donald Trump told an audience in Texas he'd received his booster shot. He was booed by people who'd paid to see him.
That's ours. It's a very tiny group.
3, 2, 1, Happy New Year!
In New York, one of the symbols of the New Year's celebrations arrived in the city. Officials have still to make a decision on whether it's safe for the event to go ahead. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, Washington.
And internationally, at least 8 people have died in floods that have ravaged Malaysia, authorities have said, as the government faced criticism from the public and opposition lawmakers over its rescue efforts. Al Jazeera's Florence Loy reports.
After more than a day trapped in her home by floodwaters, this woman is finally being rescued. 2 days of torrential rain last week had caused waters to rise swiftly, inundating homes and damaging property. Many couldn't leave their houses in time and ended up sheltering on the upper floor or roofs, desperate for help. The roads had become impassable, and the only way out was in boats. Those who managed to escape barely had time to grab their belongings.
We are left with only our clothes and important documents like our children's birth certificates. That's all we brought with us. We can't bring a lot of things, so we just saved what we could carry with us.
Some of the first on the scene were volunteers who drove to flooded areas and used their own equipment to transport people to safety.
I was actually disappointed of the government because it is so slow, and I know there's a lot of people doing their work and all the bombers coming down and everything, but it's slow, and all this because of the politics stuff and everything.
The government has deployed tens of thousands of emergency service and military personnel to help.
Malaysia's wealthiest and most populous state, Selangor, is badly affected, which is unusual because the monsoon floods typically affect states on the east coast of peninsular Malaysia.
Tens of thousands are taking shelter in relief centres. Some say they are worried about their future.
You could say we are starting from zero. Nothing else could be saved. If possible, please help us. Right now, people are suffering due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We are living in the shelter. We can't work. Those who are self-employed cannot run their businesses. Like my husband, who works on his own. He has an automotive workshop, but because of the flood, it's a total loss.
The government says it will provide more than $20 million for the repair of homes and infrastructure damaged by floods. Florence Lui, Al Jazeera, Kuala Lumpur.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. Tune in on Wednesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.